Why can Christianity have 2.3 billion followers worldwide? How did it evolve from a niche ethnic religion into the global religion it is today? Today, let's briefly outline the theoretical development of Christianity. We all know that early Christianity was just a sect of Judaism, and its legitimacy was not recognized by Judaism itself. Although Jesus' 12 disciples spread Christian ideas everywhere and preached about Jesus' life and deeds, this phase also gave rise to the four Gospels we are familiar with: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Around the 1st century AD, all the 12 disciples had passed away. Christian philosophy transitioned from the Gospel era to the era of the Church Fathers. During this time, the Church Fathers were among the earliest intellectuals to convert to Christianity. They clearly realized, to strengthen the efficiency of spreading Christianity, there must be a legitimate theological theory. They not only have faith in Christianity, but also have a profound knowledge of Greek philosophy. At this time, these people began to organize consciously for the faith of Christianity, establish creed doctrines. Of course, for a niche ethnic religion to grow and expand, there must also be church organizations. There must be a well-defined organizational structure. But in order to convince more people to believe, it is necessary to build an extremely inclusive, vast and rigorous theoretical system. And this vast Christian theoretical system is built on the foundation of ancient Greek philosophy. The Christian philosophers of this stage inherited Platonism and the mysticism advocated in Neoplatonism. On this basis, they proposed the philosophical ideas of Christianity. The most representative figure among them is Augustine. Introduction to Augustine. You can check the past content in the collection. In the early development of Christian philosophy, that is, around the 1st to the 5th century AD, before the collapse of the Western Roman Empire, it has always been the peak period of the Church Fathers era. The philosophy of the Church Fathers during this period, generally speaking, it tends to reject reason. They often mix philosophy and theology together. They even consider Christianity as the only correct philosophy. In many of Augustine's works, we can find this strong assertion. But by the 12th century AD and beyond, with the revival of Aristotelian philosophy in Western European society, scholastic philosophers had to face the conflict between reason and faith, confronting the rigorous and extensive philosophical system of Aristotle's logic. The scholastic philosophers knew they were unable to incorporate it into the system of Christian faith, and even less able to simply classify it as an error. This stage of philosophy and theology, their relationship began to be re-examined. In Thomas Aquinas' Summa Theologica, he believed the main difference between them was not in the subject of study, but in the method of study. He believed that philosophy, through the power of reason, could understand God and the path to salvation, while theology used the method of prophetic revelation to help people understand the truth. He believed that the study of theology and philosophy was actually of the same subject, so they must have a certain overlap in content. For example, truths like the existence of God and the immortality of the soul can also be understood through revelation, whereas truths like the Trinity or the Incarnation transcend the realm of reason and can only be known through revelation or the authority of doctrine. Thomas Aquinas believed that the primary task of philosophy, it is to use reason to prove those truths that can be proven, and leave those truths that cannot be proven. All to the faith of theology. In the view of Thomas Aquinas, faith is always superior to reason, and theology is also always superior to philosophy. So-called philosophy can only become the handmaid of theology. In other words, Thomas Aquinas differs from the earlier fathers. He does not believe that faith or Christian theology is the sole channel for explaining truth. He also acknowledges that philosophers can through rational means explore truth. This actually relates to his educational experiences in his youth, has a significant connection. The young Thomas Aquinas once followed Albert the Great to study Aristotelian philosophy. Subsequently, he then entered the theology school at the University of Paris for further studies. After obtaining his master's degree, he stayed at his alma mater to teach. During his teaching tenure on Aristotle's Metaphysics and Physics and other major works, he conducted extensive commentary work. It can be said, Thomas Aquinas' philosophical system is built upon the foundation of Aristotle's philosophical system. He learned through Aristotle's established logic how to use reason to prove faith, methods of proving faith with reason. Over a period of more than 20 years, he incorporated Aristotle's metaphysical views as the foundation for his natural theology. He drew from Aristotle's political philosophy to provide a theoretical defense for the monarchy, justification. Even in the field of ethics, Aristotle's moderate philosophy deeply influenced Thomas Aquinas. N.A. we can find in his works, the most representative being the Summa Theologica and Contra Gentiles. Thomas Aquinas used an extremely complex and elaborate method of argumentation to integrate all the beliefs of Christianity into a vast theological system. He himself was also canonized by the Church and received the title of Angelic Doctor. The Church at the time also established his theological system as an orthodox official philosophy. However, what is very interesting is that Thomas Aquinas once claimed to have proven the existence of God through logical reasoning. In the next episode, we will use the methods of logic to examine whether Thomas Aquinas' 5 ways really hold up. Stay tuned as I take you through philosophy in layman's terms. Friends, see you in the next episode.